Hey guys, this is me Rachit Jain, and today I'm back with my new video on CodeChef September 17 long challenge. I will be today talking about the sixth problem, Weasel does XOR on tree. So the this problem is a favorite problem for me in this challenge, and I did not perform good in this challenge because I was already busy with my office work, and hence there is also a delay in the video, and I have just started making the videos. So hopefully by tomorrow I will release one or two videos. Anyways, this problem I had completely devoted around 2 to 3 days. I have done a lot of research on this problem and I would like to share the interesting results. So if you will see the editorial for this problem, yeah. So this is the problem and the link of this you can find in the video description. And if you see the editorial, I just don't even want to read it. It's so lengthy. And their approach is also a bit different than the solution that I have in my mind. So it's way too lengthy. If you are interested, you can read it from here. Otherwise, you can watch this video. I will be taking you to the journey where you will also learn how to approach problems basically. Because this was a problem where I was stuck completely, as you can see it from my submissions. These are my list of submissions. So you can see there are a lot of submissions, and from 20 to 50, this journey was really awesome. And at end, the result was something like this. So only one TLE. Yeah, sad life. Anyways, so I'm pretty sure that you will learn how not to lose faith and what you should do in the moment when you are completely stuck and you don't know what to do. So I will be dividing this video in two parts. Kindly watch both of them and you will definitely enjoy the journey. Okay, let's begin with. So the question is, you are given a tree and on some ith day, which will, so there will be q queries, and on ith day you have to basically print what will be the value of the node root. So if you're not clear what I'm talking about, read the question. I'm not going to waste time in that, and I will start with the solution. So let's say you consider any node at some level. So this is level 1, this is level 2, this sorry, yeah, and this is level 3. So consider this node on the level 3, and this is day 0, and on day 0 the only value that will be in for this root will be its own value, right? A root. Now what happens on day 1? On day 1, let this value be x. So this is x, and on day 1 what happens? This x contributes in this value, right? Because the values found by calculating the XOR of all the values in the subtree, and this comes in the subtree, so it adds x over here, and also it adds x for the value of this node, because this node is also contained in the subtree of this node. All right, so we have x, x, and x. Now what happens on day 2? Now for day 2, in the root there are 3 entries of x in its subtree. So since 3 is odd and we are taking XOR, this remains x. Now the x over here vanishes because it's two times, and over here it remains x. Now what happens on third day? Now on third day, now here also there are 2 entries. Now this also vanishes, and what, and yeah. So now this becomes one time only. So this becomes x and this stays x. And day 4, so there are 2 entries of x. There is no x over here. Now here also even entries, no x over here, and x remains over here. So we see that on day 4, we have originally received what we were over here, and now it will just cycle up. So if we maintain a matrix where on day 1 and on level 3, 1 means that it is present in the root node, means it is contributing in the value for the root node on day 1. So this is 1. On day 2, it's still x present on of level 3, which is again a 1. On day 3, there is no x, which is 0. On day 4, no x, which is 0, and it will repeat 1 1 0 0. So basically what this matrix M is doing, so M of day comma let's say level L is 1 means on this day the node on level L will contribute towards the resultant value for root node, and if it's 0, this means that it would be contributing even times, so basically there would be no contribution for the resultant value of the root by the node on level L. So if you just fill this matrix by doing this for other values, let's say you consider, let me erase this. So let's say let me erase everything, wait. Now we are considering a node on level 2. So on day 1, what will happen? It will contribute. So this becomes x and x. On day 1, it is there. Now what happened on day 2? Since there are even copies, x will be here, not over here. So it vanishes, and it's same like this. So it will repeat. So this was for day 2 or level 2, and for level 3 we observed it was 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 0, and this was 1 0 1 0. And the root level 1 means root node will always stay, right? No matter whatever the day is, the value which was originally in this node, it will always contribute in the XOR summation. So this will always be there. So guys, I filled this matrix and I was looking for some pattern. So for level 4, so what is happening is that this will be over here. Now to find this value, just consider how many ones are in this. So there are even number of ones, so this becomes 0. To find this value, consider how many ones are here. There are 2 ones, which is again even, so this is 0. To find this value, consider the number of ones over here, again even 0. To find this value, consider this odd number of ones because it's a single one over here, so this becomes 1. And this is basically this column and this. Now this will repeat, basically this column and this column is same, so this will cycle on 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0, and this is 1 1 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 1. So this is how you can find other values. So for 5, let me change the color for visibility. This will be 1. Now there are 5 ones odd, again 1. 3 number of ones, again 1. 3 ones means 1 2 3, so 1. Now there are 1 2 3, again 1. Now there are 1 and 2, so this is 0. Now all 4 ones, even 0 2 1 0 2 1 0 1 1, again. Now this is again same, so this will continue. So this was 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 0. So this is a pattern of length of period 8. So let me clear this a bit, and I will then tell you one interesting thing. So guys, this was 1 1 1 1 1 1. Now 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 0. And what were we having over here? 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 0. So this is it. Now let's say if I ask you on day 5 what will be the answer value of the root node. So come to day 5. So this is 1 2 3 4 5. So this is the column. So all those nodes which are at level 1 2 3 and 4, only those will contribute. The node on 5th level won't contribute in the XOR calculation. So since it is level dependent, what you can do is for each node you assign its level, and for some particular level L and some particular day D, all nodes of level L will either contribute in the XOR or not. So what you can do is combine all the nodes on level L to a single node. So basically your tree now becomes an array, or you can say a linked list or chain, whatever name you prefer. And the value of them of level L would be the XOR of all the nodes in the tree which are at level L. So if there were, let's say, node 3, 5, and 7, which were at level 10, so in this new chain, the value at level 10 would be A3 XOR A5 XOR A7. All right. So I think this much is clear to you now. Let me raise this finally. Now you know that how this matrix you can manufacture or make by having starting with all, oh wait, by starting with all ones, then, or this is also one. Now this entry would be the number of, the depends on the parity of number of ones in this region, and for any entry this you will consider just the previous column, count the number of ones in this. If they are even, it is 0. If they are odd, this is 1. That's it. So in n into delta, into max of delta, so which what delta is, so you are having q queries. In each query you will be given a random day delta, and for that you have to look for the ones, see what levels are those, you look in your chain for all those levels which are having 1 in this column, XOR those values and print the answer. Fine. So what can be the maximum size of this table? It can be number of elements into the maximum day that you want to calculate, so n into max of delta. Obviously this won't fit in memory as well as time, and you and I was amazed, what how can I proceed further? So guys, the most wonderful thing in this matrix is it is having a lot of patterns. So suddenly I found this pattern that you can start with a matrix M of size 1 cross 1. Now play on this matrix recursively. From M, make a new M dash like this. Okay. So if the size of M was X cross X, the size of M dash is X, X. So there are 2X columns and X, X, 2X rows. So from an X cross X matrix, you get a 2X cross 2X matrix by this formula. And if you see this, this is exactly how this matrix is built. So this is that one. Now do mm 0. So this becomes 1 1 1 0, which is this. Okay. Now take this as your new matrix 1 1 1 0 and do that this thing again. So this becomes 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 0, and this becomes 0 0 0 0, and this is exactly what you are having over here. Isn't it? I was amazed to see this. Now what? You can now again see that next part would be this M matrix will be here, over here, and then 0. So I have not made the bigger matrix. You need a bigger matrix to visualize that, but you can see that this is exactly what is happening over here, and this will also repeat over here, and these are all zeros. So this was my next deduction for this program. I was really happy that I'm getting close to the solution, but what next? How can you use this? So for that to happen, what you have to do is, what I did next is, let's say you are having some random day T, and if you haven't seen that matrix, it was symmetric. Okay, so there are a lot of properties that you can deduct about that matrix. Let's say we picked some random day D, and we are interested in finding what all entries are 1 over here. So this is width n, and we have picked this D column. We are interested in how many entries are 1 over here. So how will you do? So what I did was, I could see that if I take a square matrix of even size beginning from here, so what I did is I take the largest square matrix of length with which is a power of 2. Let's say this. Now since this is the greatest uh, power of 2 which is smaller than d. If I repeat it, this d will come inside this matrix. All right, and we know that if this is m, this is also m. So what you can do is, instead of finding the dth column, and because this is m and this is also m, you can simply find, let this be x, with, so basically x is nothing but d minus the size of m. All right, so instead of finding the dth column, you can simply find the xth column. This will be exactly same like this, but only this much part will be same, right? Over here also we have m, sorry, we have m over here also, but this is all zero. This is all zero, this much part, because our division was m and 0, right? So these many elements are 0, you can ignore that. All right, and to find this you can simply look for here. So in this way, in each step you are basically decreasing the highest power of 2, or if you look at the binary representation of d, let this be something like this. So you are basically striking off the highest power of 2's, and there can be at most log n such bits. So you will converge to your answer in log n, right? But one important thing that I'm missing over here is, so n can be quite high, right? What happens? Let me show you. So let's say we have something like this. So now the largest power of 2 will be something like this. Okay, and you know that, so you know that this is all 0, and instead of looking at d, you will look at the xth column, and but this is 0. Now what is happening over here? So this becomes the new matrix m dash. Now this matrix m dash will repeat over here, right? This will be all zeros, and this will be again m dash, but you don't care about any of this, right? And you can simply see that as this is replicating over here, what is happening is we are interested in this column, right? And what is happening as we are doing this, m and 0, now this becomes m dash, and then this is repeated over here, right? m m m 0 0 0 0, then this is repeated, but you can see that we are interested in a column which lies in this section, and you can always see that this will always fall on this m0 mm m0 mm. So you can see that this column is basically nothing but having a period of this m0 m0, right? So if you're not clear, please rewind the video and watch it. I'm not going to waste more time on that. So this is what you are having. So let's say the original matrix M was of size x, and what I'm saying is you're interested in this column, right? Now, oh, let me change the variables. Let this be y. And so you were looking these many entries from the yth column, and then you will ignore these many entries, right? And then same pattern repeat. Let's say this was 1011, and this is all 0000. What I'm saying is this pattern of length 2x will repeat here. So once you have found for this, simply take these levels 1101, then ignore 4 levels or x levels, basically because this is of length x. So what you can do is simply find this much and then repeat it. Oh, it takes a lot of time to explain this. So let me do it once in the most clear way I can do it. Finally, guys, let's say this is the pay that we were interested in, and n is very high, so the shape of the rectangle is, or the matrix is something like this. Now you find the highest power x, x. This is m. Now this column will definitely lie within this. It cannot be over here because this is the highest power of 2. So you will let this be y. You can look for the yth column over here and recursively apply this technique and finally find this column, this much part. Okay. Now this will be repeating like this. This is m. This is all 0. There are x zeros, and this is a column that you have found of length x. Now this will repeat. So let this pattern that you have found over here is p. So there will be this pattern p of length x, then zeros of length x, and so on. All right. So just find this p, store it in a vector. You know what this pattern p is, basically 1 0 1 1, whatever it is, and you simply can find the whole column using this p. And in each step, you are taking away the highest power of 2, so it will converge in log n and you can find the answer. So this is how you can do this question, but this will also not pass the time limit. Sad life. And I would be discussing the other part, how I from 20 points how I came to 50 points, and that also with one TLE. One test case was not passing, I don't know why. So I will come to that in the next video. I hope you like this video, and in the next video I will also be discussing how I proceeded further when I was stuck over here. And thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please hit the like button, and if you are new, subscribe, hit the red button. Thanks a lot for your love and support. I am almost crossing 900 subscribers.